सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्ततामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः। ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। We'll read 17th and 18th verse. उत्तमपुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्त्यव्यय ईश्वरः। यस्माक्षरमतीतोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः अतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रतितः पुरुषोत्तमः। उत्तम पुरुषः अन्यः अन्यः क्षरः क्षरश्च अक्षरात् अन्यः। It is क्षरश्च अक्षरात् अन्यः. It is different from ksharam, which is subject to constant change, and aksharam is maya. Kutastha iti api katyate. It is beyond the or above the changing as well as the law of change. The law of change is that which governs all the changes, but the law also needs to be implemented. I always give this example. When I was there in Calcutta a long time back, so I used to go once a month, once a week to, deposit some amount to the bank of whichever books and other things, whatever be the collection during the week, during the activities, and a nearby bank I used to go. So one day, as I set out to proceed on, and I was in the second floor of the building, came down, then walked out of the gate. As I crossed the gate of our building, suddenly I found a 10 rupee note on the floor. It was a busy street, all right, just outside the gate where we enter into the street. I saw a 10 rupee note lying on the floor. So I looked at it and said, definitely it is not fallen from my pocket because I just came out. So I looked here and there. There seems to be nobody who is interested in that money. So I said, okay, let us put it in my pocket. And In my pocket I put it. Later on I can put it in the hundi. So it belongs to Bhagavan maybe. Because if it belongs to nobody, nobody claims. It should be Lord's. I put it in my pocket. I went to the bank and deposited all the rest of the money. Came back. Next week again, when it was appointed every Monday morning I go. So Monday morning when I was about to get out of that gate, I found one more $10 in the same place. Now I'm a little carefully I was watching. Who could that be? Who has put $10, 10 rupees, sorry, not $10, 10 rupees. The same place. Yeah, maybe he's doing it every day. Maybe he is not able to come inside the mission center, so he might be offering it out the gate. Again, I put it in my pocket, went to the bank, came back. Then I stood for a while to see whether anybody is watching. Nobody seems to be watching. All right. Next morning, not following week, next morning I was very little curious. Possibly, he's putting it every day. So I went again on the next morning to see near the gate whether there is a 10 rupee note. It was. Now I know there is somebody intentionally doing this. It cannot be accident every day. I stood there for at least half hour to see whether anybody is really noticing this. Nobody seems to be noticing. So I came back, I put all the money into the hundi, and the story ended. Actually it happened or not, don't ask me. My point here is, if every day at the same time a thing is happening without anyone, whether anybody notices it or not, it is happening. Means what? It is not accidental. It is not somehow it happened. It is intentional by an intelligence. You understand? Accidentally nobody puts a 10 rupee every day there. If somebody is putting, there must be an intention, purpose. Secondly, the purpose is thought about only by an intelligent being. An intelligent being cannot do that. In the same way, if everyday sun is there, sunrise is there, moon is there, earth is spinning in its own axis, going around, seasons are happening, do you think it's all accidental? Haphazardly happening without rhyme or reason? Every law has got an intelligence behind that. Every law is governed by someone who has an intention. We take it for granted that certain laws of the universe are there and there is no intelligence or there is no somebody thinking about it. It just happened. This is what science wants to conclude. No law can happen continuously working. Is there any time you felt that the law of gravity is not working in the earth? One of the days taken off. Gurudev used to say, Sunday, sun is out. Taken holiday. If sun takes holiday? If sun takes holiday even for few hours, everything will come to a standstill. None of the laws that we know of have stopped working. Fire is going up only, not down. Water is going down only, not up. Air doesn't stop. Earth doesn't stop. Sun doesn't stop. Why? That is called Uttama Purusha. Anya. The one who is different from that which is known as the changing world and the law of change, and the one who governs that is the one who makes both of them possible. Why it is called Anyaha? because he is not a part of it, not uninvolved. Without his being there, it would not have happened. Uninvolved, when you say, it doesn't mean he is part of the change. If at all you want to use the word uninvolved. Udasin. Udasinaha means Udasinaha, meaning sitting above and watching it. Above does not mean physically somewhere above. It is above in the sense he is not part of the change and not even part of that law. But because of whose presence the law works and therefore the change happens. Ksharas sarvani bhutani kutasto ksaramucchate uttama purushastu anyah vilakshanaha urdvaha udasinaha. Purushottama iti udahritaha is also referred as Purusheshu Uttamaha. Purusheshu Uttama, na Prakriti. See, the very word Prakriti is that which is under constant change, and Purusha is that which is the witness of that change. Uttama Purusha means he is neither the Prakriti nor the Purusha, but presence. Sakshi Chaitanyadapi Urdhvam. We must understand this. The Sakshi, one who is witnessing the change, is present there and is aware of this change. Like I am aware of whatever is going on in my mind, not you. So I am aware of thoughts and emotions, feelings and ideas and opinions. So many things that are happening in my memories. All those I am aware of. So the Purusha Sakshi Chaitanya is one who is aware of what is going on because he is there to witness it. Anyaha Uttama Purusha, meaning Brahman Tada Atman is that who is present irrespective of whether the change is taking place or not. His assumed role of witness is only when there is a change taking place. The judge is a judge only when he sits on that seat to judge whether this is right or that is right, who is correct and who is wrong, who is to be punished, who is to be released. But outside the seat, what is he? May be called a judge, but he is not judging anyone. Brahman, the supreme reality, is that which is there, present, and the changes when they are taking place, he assumes the role of Ishwara. But otherwise, without the Upadhi, Nirupadhika Tattvam is Brahman. That is Uttama Purusha. Uttama Purushastu Anyaha Paramatma iti Udahritaha Yaha Lokatrayam Avishya, who is having enveloped all the three worlds. As last week we saw that this three world does not mean physical world, but the world of waking, world of dream, world of sleep. And we have also seen how the waker can remember the dream and the sleep. Can the waker be remembered by the dreamer or a sleeper? Can. The dreamer does not even know that he is dreaming. The waker knows that he is awake, right? Does the dreamer know that he is dreaming? No. The sleeper knows that he is sleeping? No. But the waker knows that he is waking. He has waken up, right? So this state of waking is much higher in degree of understanding and awareness than dream and deep sleep that we know. In this state of awareness, where the waker is fully aware of himself to be the waker, as well as he is aware of I am not the dreamer nor the sleeper, he is called Sattva Swarup. The state of Sattva, where in the Sattva alone there can be Viveka. discrimination, correct understanding what is correct, what is not, what is real, what is unreal, which is not possible in the state of dream. Obviously, it is not possible in sleep. So, from the waking state, we have to move to the state of only awareness and not even the identification of being a waker, because even the wakeful state is subject to be renounced. This also is not the ultimate. So even as he is enveloping the three states of experiences, waking, dream and deep sleep, yet he is not caught up in any one of them. That one is Anya. Yo lokatrayam avishya avyayah Ishwarah bivarti. He sustains the entire creation. Here, sustains does not mean he takes it upon his shoulders and feeling it heavy. There is no heaviness, there is no burden. Without the burden of sustaining this universe, he is able to manage the entire creation. Yasya sannidhi matrena, sanmatra rupena, sat rupena, as pure existence. Therefore, it is said in the next verse, verse number 18, we read, Yasmat ksharamati-toham
Yasmat ksharamati-toham
Akshārādapi chottamah
Akshārādapi chottamah
Atosmi loke vede cha.
Atosmi loke vede cha.
We saw that, no? 18? Finished. Okay, 19 we have. Okay, all right. 19, verse number 19. Yo mam evam asammudah
Yo mam evam asammudah
Janati Purushottamam
Janati Purushottamam
Sasarvavid bhajati mam
Sasarvavid bhajati mam
Sarvabhavena Bharata
Sarvabhavena Bharata
Yo mamevamasam-mudah janati purushottamam sasarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata. Evam, in this way, as aham, as uttama purusha, meaning here aham, meaning Krishna is not standing as a son of Vasudeva and Devaki, but as Brahman, the supreme reality, now assumed the role of being an Ishwara, the Lord. Evam asammudaha yaha, asammudaha, sammoharitaha, the one who is devoid of all mental delusions, meaning not caught up in the vicissitudes of samsara, one who is not a victim of these change, asammudaha, Purushottamam janati, one who knows this Uttama Purusham, this nature of Brahman is janati, one who knows, avagamyate. Yena avagamyate, by whom it is known, saha, sarvavid, sarvam veti. Sarvam, here sarvat should not be understood as he knows all the details of every field of knowledge. No. He knows the very substratum of everything. See, it is like this. If a person knows the raga, any raga in Carnatic or Hindustani, then raga, how the notes are formed in a raga, then when he knows, then in that raga any song is sung, he knows exactly how it is. The words may be different, the music may be different, but notes of that particular raga, when he knows that. Immediately he will know, okay, this is coffee, this is tea, no, not tea, sorry, this is mohanam, and that is kalyani, whatever. How does he know? He doesn't know the words. He doesn't know who's singing. None of those did. But he knows this is this raga. So, in the same way, understand that one who knows the substratum, any particular, any ocean you take, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Arctic, whatever, Indian Ocean, Arabic Ocean, what is it? 7 seas. All the 7 seas he knows. I know all the 7 seas. You can tell. Why? All of them are H2O. Other than H2O, is there anything else there? Whether it's the Pacific Ocean or Atlantic Ocean or Indian Ocean, Arabic Ocean, Bay of Bengal, Arctic, anything. Is it not H2O? So once you know H2O, then you know all the seas. You don't need to see it. So one who knows the substratum of everything as pure existence, and all beings are pure existence and awareness and ananda, bliss only, that person is what? Sarvavit. Sarvavit, meaning sarvam veti. One who knows all that. And not only that, he not only become aware of that, he becomes identified with that only. I am not what everybody sees me as. I am not just a son of my parents, or brother of my brother, or sister, or friend of this one, but I am essentially, I am that Satchidananda Swarupa Paramatma. Then, it is like, bring in any cup, any water. As Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa would say, whether it is a little bottle or a big bottle or a whole huge vessel, when he knows water, it doesn't matter what the container is. And you may call pani in Hindi, Ballam in Malayalam, Tannir in Tamil, Jalam in Sanskrit, Neeru in Kannada, Nillu in Telugu, Jol Pani in Bengal. Whichever name you call, in the same way, whichever form it is, whichever species it is, Jati Niti Kula Gotra Durakam, Nama Rupa Guna Dosha Varjitam, Desha Kala Vishaya Adivartiyat, Brahma. So, such a person, what is not Sarvavit, not only he knows, but he has identified, completely established in that, and therefore, what does he do? Bhajati. Bhajati what? Continuously he is able to admire its presence. Bhajanam is not only singing, that's what people think that is singing. Singing is not that. It's an admiration. Many times people do bhajan to admire themselves. How well I'm singing. This raga, the way I take it, nobody can do. Ye bhajan ho gaya? Self-glorification. Bhajanam means Bhaktya Bhajanam. It is out of devotion. The very word came from the same root, Bhaj. Bhajati. Bhaj itself is the root for Bhakti also. So, Bhajana means what? There, that Bhaktya Bhajanam Karoti. So, here, Bhajati, meaning what? Which that individual who has thus become identified with the totality, thereafter can only admire its presence continuously. Sarva bhavena mam bhajati. With all his entire mind, emotion, feelings, thoughts, action, sarva bhavena, karmana, manasa, vacha. In all various aspects of his personality, he cannot but continuously continuously worship the presence, Mam Bhajati, He Bharata. Sasarvavid Bhajati Mam, Sarvabhavena Bharata. So that is the result of this knowledge. What knowledge? The knowledge of the Purushottama. Yomam asammodaha, without any delusion in the mind. Delusion comes only when we remove the attention from the core, the very substratum, the very source of everything. We get deluded by our thoughts, as Ramana Maharshi would say, that we are getting carried away by our thoughts because we are not going to the source. The source of the thought, when you are identified with or when you are able to recognize and stay there, you cannot be carried away by the thoughts that happen in your mind. Angry, upset, jealousy, all those things, these are all external aspects of the aham. The expressions of the aham. But the core presence of the aham remains in the consciousness. When that is identified and you remain there, then no thought will carry you away. While we are only interested in the expressed part of the thoughts, what it is thinking about, then we are carried away by the samsara. Is it not true that every time, every night when you are about to sleep, many thoughts may come about many things, but you decided to sleep? What do? Postpone, right? कल देखेंगे, आज नहीं, कल करेंगे, अभी नहीं. क्यों? What is important to you at that point while you are lying on the bed? What is important now? अभी नहीं, कल करेंगे. It is not important now. It's not that I will never pursue that. I will do it, not now. Later. Even the phone rings, you will not pick it up. You may, but usually when you are really wanting to sleep, you leave it aside, switch it off. In the same way, one who has decided to find the source and abide in that only has least interested in pursuing what the thoughts are about. That person alone can find. Sri Ramana Maharshi would say, Maunena majjan manasa swamula charchaiva sarvatma nirupanam. Sarcha eva. This swamula charcha eva, that alone is considered as true self-enquiry. Maunena majjan manasa swamula charcha. Atma vicharanam syat. Swatma vicharanam syat. That is called swa atma vicharanam. Swamula charcha eva swatma vichar. Mula charcha. What we are doing, Muda charcha. That is the difference. Mudatvam is because we are not doing the vichara of the moolam. So Mula charcha was finding out the very root cause of the whole thing. And how does he do? Maunena, with absolute silence. Majjan, sinking. Thinking nahi, sinking. Merging into that. Maunena majjan, manasa, with his mind. Swamula, charchaiva sarvatma vicharanam syat. Swatma vicharanam. And that very going into the very source of one's own being must be done exclusively with a quiet mind, which is not distracted by any other thought. And these kind of verses will help you in that direction. Ksharam sarvam, whatever is perceived as sarvam drishyam ksharam. Drishta akshara. So, the one who is a seer of the entire change is not subject to change. And that very law of change which is taking place is governed by the Akshara Purusha, which is also in the higher level or in the Paramartha level is Uttama Purusha. Because Maya cannot work without the presence of the Ishvara there. Therefore, apparently, when you look at the changes taking place, the one which is the law of change is being continuously employed as though by Ishvara. But here it is said that Uttama Purusha Paramatma Anyaha Tadeva Aham Iti Swamula Charcha Yasyasti Saha Asammudaha Janadi Purushottamam. Janadi Avagamyade, as he said. Janadi also means gets revealed to that reality. So this, what I talk to you, is a Shastra. Bhagavan says, this is what is called scripture. What I taught you. So here, see the verse number 20, he says, Iti guhyatamam shastram
Iti guhyatamam shastram
idamuktam mayanaga
idamuktam mayanaga
etad buddhva buddhiman syat
etad buddhva buddhiman syat
kritakrityascha bharata
Kritakrityascha bharata
Iti guhyatamam shastram idamuktam mayanaga etad buddhva buddhiman syat kritakrityascha bharata. He addresses Arjuna in two glorifying terms. Anaga bharata. Aga rahitaha. One who is sinless. And Bharata, one who is, of course, one who is belonging to the Bharata Vamsha is one thing. One who revels in the knowledge is another. Bharata. What I said so far in this set of discourses in 15th chapter, of course, he did not say 15th chapter. Obviously, Krishna did not saying that now 15th chapter is over. He didn't. While conversing with Arjuna is not chapter wise. But whatever I have said so far, Guhyadamam Shastram Idam. Uktam Guhyadamam Shastram Idam. This what I have spoken is the most secret scripture. Gurudev always would say that secret is not because very few people know. Secret is because very few people understand. If I tell you something, if you don't understand, it is secret only. I will tell you something in Russian. Will you understand? I have told you. I revealed it to you. But you don't know. Or even if in your own language I tell you, but you are not able to think about it. You are not able to get the core of it. You are not able to digest it. It remains secret only. When Gurudev has started his giving lectures on Bhagavad Gita, many of the Pandits and others, they were very upset about it. Because this is, according to tradition, this should be not given to the public, to the people. Only deserving people should be given this. And therefore, they have confined it to the mutts and learning centers, but not to the public. So then they came to him and said, how dare you do this to the public? It is traditionally not allowed. So he said, what is your problem now? No, but only deserving people should be given. Whom do you know that is deserving or not deserving? How do you judge who deserves and who doesn't deserve? Would you decide? No, but it should not be given to the public. He smiled and said, those who deserve will get it. Those who don't deserve, they don't get it. Forget about it then. In the public, in the place I am giving, those who deserve, you don't know who they are. But if there are some people who would really deserve it, and if they can understand it, how can you stop that? And if those people who don't deserve, even when they listen, they don't understand it. We are not the one to judge who deserves and who doesn't deserve, right? This knowledge is given by Krishna to everybody. Did he say only Brahmana should listen to this? Only Pandit should listen to this? Guhyatamam Shastram. This no doubt is a secret teaching, but those who feel the sacredness of this, they will take it. Sunlight is available for all the plants. Those who are able to use the sunlight grow. The rocks that are there also getting baked in the same sun, bathed in the same. Would they grow? They don't. Why? Because they don't have the ability to grow. Sun doesn't deprive the light to them. But now, apart from the light, it gives the Pushtikarta. Pushan, one of the name for sun is Pushan. Pushan means what? Pushtikarta. One who gives nourishment. And which one get nourished because of the sunlight? That which are alive. The trees and the plants, they are capable of taking that energy of the sun and grow. A rock doesn't grow that way. Mud doesn't grow. In the same way, this knowledge is given to the entire universe, everyone, and those who are able to get this correct knowledge, Guhyatamam Shastram, Idam Uktam. That's why it says Etad Bhuttva. Thinking about this, not Shrutva. Did he say the Shrutva? Why did he say Buddhva? Because Shravanam everybody is doing. Once Gurudev was giving the lectures on Gita in PRC only, for California. And he said, I have been talking on this chapter, many chapters, Bhagavad Gita for so long, to all of you. But I don't expect everybody to understand this. Why I am saying this is, almost in the past few weeks, there has been one dog coming and sitting outside this door. Do I expect that fellow who is also listening to understand about Gita? Do I? If I think that also should understand, something wrong with me only. Because it also listens, it has also got ears, and I might have been shouting at the top of my voice. Would it? So, thinking is important. Etat buddhva. What then, if a person who not only listens but thinks in that direction, what is the result of that? Buddhiman syat. He becomes buddhiman. Buddhiman means a person of wisdom. A wise person, such a person becomes. Otherwise, other than the wise, unwise. So, buddhva buddhiman syat. Only when a person not only listens to this teaching, but while listening and after listening also, he starts to process that information in his mind and starts seeing the relevance of that in his own life, in one's own life. No person's life is different, equal to another person. Your priorities and your requirements and your demands and your plans and your goals are different from everyone in this world. No two people will have the same life. So there cannot be an universal diktat, do this and don't do that. It's not an instruction, it's a teaching. What is a teaching? You think. I'm not going to tell you what to do and what not to do. Though that is important in the karma bhumi. In the world of action, it is necessary for us to know what to do and what not to do. Because action, when it is done, it is going to give the result. A according to the action you did. Thinking is different. Thinking cannot be the same for everyone. The way to think is what is called teaching. Way to do things, that's called instruction. When you buy a computer or a laptop or anything, or a phone, it comes with a manual saying how to use it and what to do and what not to do. But it doesn't say what you should use it for. I can put anything there. I can put any app I want. Basic instrument that is given to you is for this purpose. But what you want to use it for, in what way you want to use it for, that is all up to you only. Similarly, actions are instructions. Do this, don't do this. Shastra has got that also. But when it comes to the Upanishads, which is known as Uttarabhimamsa, in the section of knowledge, Jnana Kanda, it's not about doing. In the beginning of this Ishavasya Upanishad, Ishavasyam idakam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. In that very clearly, Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes in his first line is, ये कर्म के लिए योग्य नहीं है. This, what is going to be said in this portion of the Vedas, Vedanta, it is not for karma. Do not use it for karma, because that doesn't work. Ishavasyam idagam sarvam. Think and look at this world as none other than expression of one single presence of the Lord. Is it an action? How do you do it? Look at everything as Bhagavan. How do you do it? Do it. And physically is possible. Action? No, it is thinking. So this Jnana Kanda which I have... So that is the reason why Shastra should be understood as twofold. One is Karma and Upasana and then Jnana. Here what he is talking about is Etat na krutva, he doesn't say, na shrutva, he doesn't say, buddhva. Thinking this clearly. It's interesting that nowadays people are so fond of karma. So what they do, they take even Gita for rituals. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveda yutsabah swaha. What? कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन स्वाहा मा कर्म फलबोधुर्हेतुर्भुः मा ते संगोस्त कर्मणि स्वाहा. कर्म करने के लिए भगवान ने बताया, ऐसा रिचुअल्स के लिए. इति भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सविदुः वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि. मेडिटेट स्वाहा. इसमें क्या स्वाहा क्या है? ये कर्म करने के लिए. कर्म करने के लिए इतना मंत्र है. There are so many, plenty of mantras are there for that. There are mantras for action or karma, there are mantras for meditation. Don't mix up. Gita verses are not for karma, it's for thinking, and then act according to your understanding. Etad buddhva buddhiman syat. You become buddhiman, a person of wisdom. And who is really a person of wisdom? One who feels kritakrityaha. The true wisdom comes to you only when you know, I'm done. I have completed. My responsibility in this world is over. I am fulfilled. I am self-fulfilled. Kritakrityahascha. Accomplished all duties, as Gurudev puts it. Kritam, krityam, whatever is to be done, kritam. Krityam, kartavyam, kritam. Kritam means katam. Done. Whatever needs to be done, I am done. Doesn't mean that he will not do anything else. A person of wisdom also is going to be in the same world where you and I live, but he thereafter will live a life with the understanding and awareness that jo hame karna hai, hoga. Meaning, as per the prarabdha, as per the already started actions which are keeping me going, because of which I am alive, and what has to be done by me through me will happen. I, with the desire, have no more anything to do. Eyes will continue to see, ears will continue to hear, nose will continue to smell, the feet will continue to walk, hands will continue to hold. मुझे करना है, ऐसा नहीं. That sarvarambha parityagi. I want to do it. That portion is going to be absent. And such a person will participate in an action, remaining as a witness and seeing things unfolding in front of him. Happening. My role I play, but not in intent to achieve anything out of this. Nothing that I will gain out of it, nothing I will lose if I don't do it. But yet I will engage. That person is called Kritakritya. Because he had gained the highest of that bliss, thereafter what does he need anymore in this world to become happy anymore? Kritakritya. Such a person who has understood this knowledge, etat buddhva buddhiman syat kritakrityascha bharata. Such a person alone is a real beneficiary of this great knowledge. If having listened to this Shastram, Guhyatamam Shastram, nothing has changed in my life, Swamiji, what to do? Socho. Think. Bhagavan has given so much to think about it. The Lord has not deprived anybody of this knowledge. It's open secret. That's what they call open secret. And if we do not have the problem is why we are not able to think is because our mind is occupied with so many other things. We give priorities to so many other things. And most of our priorities are, what does he say? What does she say? What will he say? Neighbor will say, dog will say. This is where our mind is all about what others will say. Are you born because others wanted you? Huh? As you are born, are you worried about what others are thinking about you? Is your birth decided by what others' opinion about you? Why do you need to live a life according to others' opinion? Such people cannot make decisions. Cannot. They are always afraid. If we make decision, what will he think? If we make decision, what will he think? Such a person will get stuck. Cannot move further. All strings attached. And nobody is going to participate in your enlightenment. Your freedom. Nobody can participate. Understand that. Nobody can give also. You have to claim it. Just like when you are hungry, somebody cannot eat for you. When you are sick, somebody cannot take medicine for you. So when you want to be free, why are you expecting others to do things for you? You have to claim it. Aham kritakritya. I am completed. If at all I do anything, yes, it's required, I will do it, but not for myself. So such a person alone becomes buddhiman, wise person. Idi guhyatamam shastram idamuktam mayanaga. I gave it to you because your mind is devoid of sin. That's why I am giving you, Arjun. You are able to take it up with the right spirit because your mind is not polluted by impurities. Anaga maya uktam. Edam. Etat maya uktam idam etat bhutva buddhiman syat kritakrityascha e bharata. So that's this beautiful chapter which Gurudev considered as the most beautiful because it is giving us the correct direction, and it has covered almost most part of Vedanta very clearly. Various aspects of Ishwaraha, the Lord, as well as knowledge about the self, the nature of Prakriti, all that is spoken. Om Tat Sat. Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Purushottama Yogo Nama Panchadashodhyayah. Om Tat Sat. Om Tat Sat means that Sat, that alone is the truth. Om alone is the Om Tat, that which is the Om indicated by the symbol Om is Sat, is pure existence. Iti. This is a statement of auspiciousness. Om Tat Sat is in this Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, so, which is also Upanishad because it is about Jnanam. Brahma Vidyayam, in this subject matter of self-knowledge, Brahma knowledge, knowledge of Brahman, and also the practical guidance, therefore, Yoga Shastre, Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade, in the conversation between Krishna and Arjuna, Purushottama Yoga. This chapter, which is covering the Yoga of Purushottama, Nama Panchadashodhyayah. This is 15th chapter. That's concluded here. Now we go back to the first verse to read again so that we never would stop and reading and understanding or chanting and understanding. See, as you chant, you start contemplating on that. Because the explanation is already given, every word is explained. So as you chant, you start understanding what it is unfolding to you. So that is important. Ata panchadashodhyayah Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Urdhva Moolamata Shakam Ashvattam Prahuravyayam Chandamsi yasya parnani yastam veda savedavit. So here this chapter began with the explanation of the samsara vriksha as one which is having roots above, branches below, and finally we understood that branches below means the prakriti, the world, as the urdhva moolam. The moolam is Atma, Paramatma is the moolam. Uttama Purusha has to anyaha. That one which is explained as the moolam, the very source from which this entire creation has come to be. So thus we conclude this chapter of 15, and next week we will begin something else which we will explain, given to you or send you by email what it is. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkhabhat Bhavet. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om.